A warm hello and welcome. I'm Coach Ray, your go-to for narration and conversations on topics that keep you alive and well-ish. Follow me for practical tips, expert insight, and motivational stories to help you build a better life. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be reading the article that I wrote titled A Practical Guide to Accessing Self-Energy. In today's piece, we're talking about how to reconnect with the calm, grounded, compassionate part of yourself, especially in moments of stress, self-criticism, or overwhelm. I'll walk you through the 8 C's and 5 P's of self-energy and how to use them in everyday life. Before we dive in, a quick and very exciting update. I'm shifting to this new temporary posting schedule. New videos will be posted on the first Saturday of each month instead of each Saturday. Why? Well, that's because I'm building something bigger behind the scenes. Continuing education opportunities and transformational courses for other coaches and anyone ready to level up their leadership skills. This next season of Alive and Wellish is all about creating deeper, more powerful resources to support growth that lasts. So while the posting rhythm is changing a little bit for now, the mission is expanding in a big way, and I cannot wait to share what's coming. For now, let's get into today's content. Are you ready? Let's dive in. A nationally board certified health and wellness coach, my role is to support people in reaching their goals and creating a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Wanting to grow and improve is natural, but what happens when that desire quietly turns into a belief that we're broken and need to be fixed? I want to reassure you of this. The most grounded, compassionate version of you already exists underneath all that noise. In internal family systems, IFS therapy, self-energy refers to the calm, grounded inner presence that isn't reactive, defensive, or judgmental. It's the part of you that can pause before responding, feel compassion without self-sacrificing, and stay curious, even in discomfort. It isn't something you earn through self-criticism, force, or relentless self-improvement. It doesn't emerge from perfectionism or pushing harder. Self-energy is a natural state of being, one that becomes accessible when fear, shame, and inner conflict loosen their grip. You don't create self-energy. You uncover it by softening the parts of you that are trying to protect, control, or criticize. When self-energy is present, it reveals itself in 2 clear and recognizable ways, through the 8 C's and the 5 P's. Think of the 8 C's of self-energy as signals that self-energy is online, even if only briefly. You don't need to embody all of them at once for them to count. They often show up in small, ordinary moments. Think a gentler inner voice, a clearer thought, a bit more patience than usual. These moments don't mean your struggles are gone. They mean you're not being controlled by them. The first C is calm. Calm allows your nervous system to settle so you can think clearly instead of reacting on autopilot. When emotions spike, ask, what would help me feel 10% calmer right now? Small shifts matter. The second C is curiosity. Curiosity replaces judgment. Treat your emotions like data, not problems. Instead of, oh, what's wrong with me? Ask yourself, why might this reaction make sense right now? The third C is compassion. Compassion lets you acknowledge pain without shaming yourself for having it. This is self-kindness without excuses. Remember, speak to yourself the way you would to someone you love who's having a hard day. The fourth C is clarity. Clarity brings perspective. You can separate facts from fears and feelings from truths. To differentiate, ask, what do I actually know? And what am I assuming? The fifth C is confidence. Confidence means trusting your ability to handle what arises, even if it's uncomfortable. This is not bravado, it's trust. When in doubt, recall moments you survived things that you once thought that you couldn't. The sixth is courage. Courage shows up as willingness, not fearlessness. It's the choice to stay present instead of avoiding discomfort. Try doing the next honest thing, not the bravest possible thing. The seventh C is creativity. Creativity opens new responses beyond fight, flight, or freeze. When you're not stuck in survival mode, options appear. If you're unsure what your options are, ask, is there another way to respond that I haven't considered? And the eighth C is connectedness. You feel connected to yourself, others, and something larger. Isolation softens, perspective widens. Notice when you feel less alone. That's self-energy speaking. While the 8 C's describe inner experience, the 5 P's describe outward expression. Basically, it's how self-energy shows up in the way we relate, lead, make decisions, and move through the world. The first P is presence. You're here, not rehearsing the past or bracing for the future. Try putting your phone down. Make eye contact. Breathe before you respond. The second P is patience. Patience isn't passive. It's the ability to allow things to unfold without forcing outcomes. In practice, this happens when you let conversations finish and let emotions pass before acting on them. The third P is perspective. You can zoom out. One moment doesn't define your worth or your future. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week? In a year? The fourth P is persistence. Self-energy doesn't quit on you. It stays engaged even when growth is slow or messy. Remember to measure progress by honesty, not perfection. And the fifth P is playfulness. Yes, playfulness. When self-energy leads, joy and lightness re-enter the picture. Let yourself laugh, experiment, and be imperfect on purpose. Most of us don't lead with all 13 qualities at once. Practicing with whichever quality is most accessible in the moment is often enough to create meaningful change. When you're stuck, ask which C or P feels most accessible right now. Invite that quality forward, and then notice how the situation changes, even slightly. This framework is especially powerful for emotional regulation, decision-making, healing inner criticism, navigating relationships, and living with chronic stress or illness. Over time, self-energy becomes less of a state of being you occasionally visit and more of a place you comfortably and regularly return to. Self-energy isn't about fixing yourself. It's about remembering who you are when you're not busy managing, judging, or fighting your true self. The 8 C's and 5 P's don't demand more effort. They offer a different way of being. They invite presence, and presence is powerful. From that place, better choices become available, relationships soften, and life feels a little more spacious, abundant, and joyful. Your practice starts now. Stop asking what's wrong with you. Start asking what part of your self-energy is already here. That shift changes everything. You just listened to me read the article that I wrote titled A Practical Guide to Accessing Self-Energy. Thanks for spending this time with me today. If this video helped you reconnect with a calmer, more grounded part of yourself, I hope you'll come back to it whenever you need that reminder. And if it resonated with you, please like the video, share it with someone who may need it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. One more reminder, I'm currently on a temporary posting schedule. That's where I can build some education and leadership courses behind the scenes, but I'll still make sure to post some new content here the first Saturday of the month instead of every Saturday. There is so much good stuff in the works, and I am so excited to bring you along in this next chapter of Alive and Wellish. Remember, all of it's not about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the beautiful messiness of life and finding joy along the way. Keep practicing presence and noticing the parts of you that already know the way. Take what you need from this, leave the rest, and until next time, stay well, my friends.